Shalom from Jerusalem. This is Uriel, Independent News, Jerusalem, Israel. Ma'am, what do you think about the rockets that are continually being fired from Gaza towards Israel?
Well, I think that they have to be stopped, and it's been going on for a long time. So I think it's time that the government it's right that the government's doing what it is. Israel doesn't want to escalate the situation, but they want to stop the situation.
Hamas has fired almost 14,000 rockets. We understand that no other nation would basically put up with so many rockets, yet Israel has put up with all these rockets. Do you think it's time for the Israeli government just to go in and put an end to this Hamas attacks on Israel?
I wish there was a way that the army could go in and just get rid of Hamas, but obviously without hurting civilian people. And this is always the problem, but we know that Hamas puts a lot of their weapons and rockets in civilian population, and so it's almost inevitable that there would be some civilian casualties. And of course, none of us want that, but it has to be stopped. And Hamas is an enemy of Israel. They don't even want Israel to exist. So, how can you be reasonable with someone who doesn't even want you to exist?
As you know, the Israeli Air Force continue to send leaflets to the Arabs that are living within Gaza, and Israel has taken every precaution not to hurt civilians.
Yes.
Yet on the other hand, when Hamas or all these terror organizations fire these rockets, they don't send no leaflets saying that they're firing towards us. They just basically want the total destruction of the nation of Israel.
That's right, they do. And Israel does take every step possible to warn the civilian population so that they can get out of the area where that's going to be targeted.
Now, I'm surprised that Barack Hussein Obama, the American president, basically gave the go-ahead to Israel to go in and basically stop these rocket attacks.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you that Barack Hussein Obama basically has okayed this operation?
Yes, it does surprise me, because until the election he was not much of a friend of Israel, I don't believe. And so I am surprised, and I'm not sure what the motive behind it is. So I'm sure that he doesn't want rockets to be fired into Israel, but I'm not sure why suddenly the turn in his attitude.
King Hussein of Jordan has come out against Israel. Turkey has come out. Egypt, Mohammed Morsi has basically spoken out against Israel, supporting the so-called Palestinians. We need to understand that this needs to stop. We have tried, the Israeli government has tried every measure to basically sit down and try and negotiate or broker some kind of peace deal. Yet every time they declare a ceasefire, an hour later they're firing rockets again. So do you think it's time to basically just go in and stop? But on the other hand, we must take into consideration that some of our soldiers will be in harm's way.
Yeah, and that's always the worry, of course. No, I think Israel needs to do what's necessary to stop it. And, it's hard to know what to do when you have a neighborhood that doesn't want you to even exist. And so it's not like having a neighbor like the U.S. has Canada, which is a good neighbor, in Mexico, but it's a hostile neighbor that doesn't even believe you have the right to be in the area. So I do think the government needs to be strong. I like Netanyahu. I believe he's a good prime minister, and I'm glad that he's has some backbone in this situation.
This is Uriel, Independent News, Jerusalem, Israel. Shalom.